Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Saquon Barkley hit the magic number, 2K. He's at 2K5. Yeah. One game to go against the Giants. The team that didn't want me. The team that says I couldn't help them win no game. I'm trying to work for 205. I'm trying to get 2205. Yeah. Leave no doubt. Now, hey, y'all put me back in the MVP conversation. Me personally, I think it's a two-horse race between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. It'll be interesting. So what's the odds now as far as Lamar and Josh Allen? Is Josh still favored?
You know what? And I got a question for you when you get that answer.
Damn, it grew. Because remember, it was just minus 160 last week. We'll see. Ocho.
Jeremy, I had a question for you before you even start. How many yards is, I know he's at 2,000. How many yards?
He needs 101 yards.
So here we go. Now we talk about the MVP race. Obviously, it's a two-man race, a two-horse race, actually. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. What happened, despite what Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have done this season, if Saquon goes out there and gets 102 yards and he breaks Eric Dickerson's record, what happens with the MVP race?
I still think it's between Josh and Lamar. I do believe that Saquon is going to be Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay. I mean, he's Offensive Player of the Year right now.
That's what I believe. I believe, Ocho, personally, I believe that's the award that he'll get. But when you look at Lamar has 43 total touchdowns and 8 turnovers. Josh Allen has like 41 total touchdowns and 9 turnovers. So you see they're neck and neck. And then you got Joe Burrow. It'd have been very interesting had Joe Burrow had 5 or fewer losses. Now we got to have a real healthy conversation because we know what Joe B is. Joe B has a chance to go for 5,000.
Yeah.
5,000. And it's going to be a very similar situation to Drew Brees when he had all those 5,000-yard seasons and he only came away. I mean, a lot of times he didn't get nothing. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see. Saquon surpassed 2,000 rushing yards. He's 101 yards away from breaking Eric Dickerson's record that was set in 1984, 2105. There will be temptations to let Saquon go for the record. I'm going for it, Ocho. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And listen, you know what I don't like, Unc? Especially when it comes to things like this? I hate internally, especially when it comes to records that are being broken, when it comes to players that have incentives in the contract. I've always heard about teams doing funny things. I've heard the stories. I'm sure you've heard the stories as well. They don't allow players to hit certain incentives. They'll take them out the game, or they don't give them the amount of carries or the amount of catches that they need to hit. I hope they don't play any type of games with Saquon. I know they're winning, and they might use the fact that they are winning, or we might pull you out the game to make sure you don't reach that incentive of breaking that record because we don't want you to get hurt. We want to say
I don't know if he got that, Ocho.
Weird, funny
you think
stuff,
he got? I know damn well I'm not putting that record. I'm not putting no record. Okay, if I break Megatron, if I'm a wide receiver, I break Megatron record. I get $1 million. Man, I ain't putting that in there.
No, I'm just saying if it ain't. I'm not saying. I was just using the incentive as an example of what some teams do sometimes. Players.
I'm not saying it happened to me.
Right. Oh, it happened to you?
I had $100,000 in my contract. I had 115 yards and 2 touchdowns at the half. I needed 5 yards to get 1,000, and then catch another ball, didn't get another target.
You see how they do it? Now that's why we're just saying. I hope they don't play that game with Saquon and trying to pull him out and not give him the rushes and the carries that he needs.
I'm getting that record. And I just saw Jonathan Taylor go have like 18 carries for 125. Oh, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna say, look, now it's on y'all. Y'all can give me 25 carries and let me get this number at the half, and I set that down. But I'm not coming out till I get this record. You're too close. Everybody talking about, Saquon not going. He ain't being selfish. He sacrificed. He blocked. He does everything that you ask him to be. He's been a model teammate. I don't know Saquon personally, but looking at his personality and the way he interacts, his teammates love him. They got him holding up in the locker room in the offensive line. They doing things for him he never got when he was in the Giants.
Right.
The Giants organization appreciates him more than he ever got appreciated in New York. Now, I'm not saying the fans, this is not a knock on y'all. I'm saying the organization. I'm saying the Mara. I'm saying the Tisches. I'm saying Sean, or who the general manager, whoever. They never show Saquon what the Eagles organization has shown him. Right. I'm not talking about the players, because I'm sure the players loved him. I'm just talking about from the ownership, front office. I'm gonna stop it there. You see the way they embrace him, from Lurie to Howie Roseman, the offensive line, and he includes them in everything. I'm getting that damn record. That's that.
They gotta let him get it. I just know the game that they do play. You've experienced it before. I've heard the horror stories about it, and he's so close to it. I just hope they run the offense through him. I don't know the extent of the injury. I'm not sure what Kenny Pickett is going through, but they got to lean on him. They got to lean on Saquon next week, man. So I'm hoping he breaks that record. That'll be very exciting.
Can you? Do we know if he got it? It'll come out. We'll know if he has any incentive, if they were to win the division, if they win the NFC Championship. I mean, he wins the MVP. I'm sure he probably have a $500,000 bonus or $1 million bonus if he's Offensive Player of the Year. He's MVP. He's Super Bowl MVP. They make the Super Bowl. They win the NFC. They win the NFCs. I'm sure he has some incentives in there. But I'm getting that damn record. Damn, y'all. Excuse me. I'm too close, Ocho. I mean, the likelihood of you ever, I mean, there's. How much was it? He got $500K for reaching 2,000. 250 to win the NFC Championship.
Right.
250 to win the Super Bowl. What about MVP, Super Bowl MVP or MVP? Oh yeah, he about to get some. Oh yeah, he gonna be a unanimous pick for first team All Pro. That's $500,000. He got $2K. That's another $500,000. He make the Pro Bowl. That's $250. If he make the NFC Championship game, that's another $250. So he got an opportunity to get $2 million worth of incentives.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Man, who just turned the air on, man? Say. Hold on, my son just turned the air on, man. It's cold as hell. Hold
on. Kenny Pickett was 10 of 15, 143 yards, 1 touchdown. Tanner McKee came in through. He was 3 of 4, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns. As we mentioned, Saquon, they ran the ball 42 times for $179. You knew they were going to lean heavily on Saquon. You don't want to put your quarterback in harm's way. Cowboys can get up your quarterback a little bit. Although they did a great job of keeping him clean today. Saquon, 31 carries, $167, 42 rush attempts for the team, 179 yards, 1 touchdown. And that was a run by Kenny Pickett. Devontae Smith, 6 for $120. That's the way you bounce back, Devontae. That's the way you bounce back after what transpired. You can't get that back, but you can hey, y'all gonna put me back in that situation, and I promise y'all I won't let y'all down. AJ, 3 for 36 and a touchdown. AJ got excited, threw the ball up in the stands. What he didn't know, that was Tanner McKee's first touchdown. So he said, hey, let me get that back. I'll give you the jersey off my back if you let me get that ball back. So
that was dope. That was dope. That was a dope. That was a dope experience. It was a dope exchange. And I'm glad the guy in the stands was willing to give the ball back.
I'd rather have a jersey. You talking about that's the jersey? Oh, ain't no questioning. This jersey right off the man back. Hell, y'all saw him on national right here in the stadium. Let me take it up off him.
Yeah, make sure you sign it.
He did. So, absolutely, that was an unbelievable moment there. And the Cowboys. You know what? Because this serves the Cowboys right. Because for the longest time, Cooper Rush is better than Dak. Jerry could have saved that money that he paid Dak, gave $15, $20 million to Cooper Rush. Look here, bro. Compared to Cooper Rush, Dak is Patrick Mahomes. Compared to Cooper Rush. Now, y'all need to stop this, Cowboy fans. Cooper Rush was a free agent. Nobody, he went back to the Cowboys, which I said was going to happen. He's a guy. Right. He's a Jag. Just another guy. And that's not, I don't say that in a disrespectful, but that's okay. Because you got 1,500 guys in the NFL. Everybody is not great. There's room for everybody, but we've got to stop because we see guys have a few good games and talk about they're the second coming. No, he's not. He never was. He never will be.
They crowned him too early, huh? They crowned him too early?
Yes. But I want to know, I mean, they must be, I think they might give Mike McCarthy a contract extension because he had him playing hard. Remember last week? Jerry came out. He kept this team together. They keep battling. 41-7.
Yeah.
You see what happens with expectations? Yeah. That's the killer of dreams. Expectations. See, when you have none, you go under the radar. You see, that's why I tell guys, when you see guys make All-Pro, make Pro Bowls every single year, those are the guys you keep an eye on. It's easy to make the Pro Bowl once. Yeah. It's easy to make an All-Pro team once. But now they got film. Now they know what you can do. Now they game plan to stop your ass. Now can you go make it again? Can you make it again? Can you make it again?
Yeah. And that's the difficult part, because what makes players great, what makes players elite, what makes players high-paid, value players for their teams is when they know you good, when they game plan for you, and you do your job week in and week out at a consistent level, year in and year out. And I don't, you know, it's so funny, when it comes to great players like the Mahomes and the Tom Brady's and
Mannings and the Ray Lewis's and all, yes.
I don't think people understand how difficult it is to remain at the highest level you possibly can when the game plan is stop you.
Yeah,
it's what they do every week.
I mean, there's never been a game plan that wasn't built to stop Jerry Rice. There's never been a game plan that wasn't designed to block Lawrence Taylor or to block Ray Lewis or to stop this guy or stop that guy. And for 20 years, remember, Jerry had 1,000 yards at 40. There ain't no receivers playing past 35. He's 40.
Yeah.
Brady. After 2002, for the most part, every game plan, we got to stop 12. How do we stop 12? How do we stop 12? How do we stop 18? How do we stop 18? How do we get the guards up on Ray? How do we make sure we have accounted for? How do we block TJ Watt, Myles Garrett? And every single year, they kick your ass.
Yeah. And the funny thing about it, when it comes to 12 and 18 is so special. And we're not talking about skill set and just being gifted. We talk about they beat you here.
They outthink your ass.
They beat you here. So whatever you're doing defensively, they already had it. They already envisioned it in their head. No matter what no matter what you do, no matter what defense, no matter what disguises you run, whatever, no bluffing, all that doesn't even matter because they already know, because they done played it a million times in their head before they even run the play. I know what I'm going to see. I know what I'm getting based off film study.
You got to go to this, because guess what? Hey, you know what? Man, Ocho got in trouble. I know who you're going to call. Let me tap that person line. Right on cue. They go, Ocho. Didn't I tell you?
Yeah.
They already know what you're going to do. When they come out in this formation, they know you check to it. So they got to check the count of yours. You beat them, you did a hell of a job. Normally you had to knock them on their ass because you're not going to outthink them. You got to put your helmet up under the chin. But congratulations, Eagles. They get it done without Jalen Hurts. Hopefully, we'll see. They're still fighting. There's an outside chance they can get the number 2 seed, but in all likelihood, it's probably going to be. It'll be interesting to see because they're already lost 3 games. So if Minnesota loses, we're under the assumption that Detroit wins.
Right.
Tomorrow night against the 49ers. So if they lose to the Vikings.
Wait, whoa. Come on now. We're under the assumption that Detroit wins. Are they starters?
Oh no, they playing their starters.
Are they
They're playing their starters.
Okay, they're going to win. They're going to win. I mean, that's no disrespect to the 49ers and their defense. That's no disrespect to them. But Ben Johnson, that creativity is just too much. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams, and obviously Montgomery's out. But Jameer, man, listen, they're going to win. They're going to put up points. They're going to score a lot. That's what they do. That's what they've done the entirety of the season. The 49ers are probably going to put up a good fight, but at some point, you already know what Dan Campbell going to do. You already know what Dan Soup. I'm going to call him Dan Soup Campbell. You already know what he's going to do. I'm going to put him forward down. I'm going to run the scoreboard up, and I mean no disrespect to you, but this is about my team. This is about changing the culture over here in Detroit, and that's what I'm going to keep doing.
Eagles fans heckle Jerry Jones, which is not, look, you're an owner, you're in a hostel, you're in a state, there is no love lost between these two teams. Nah. There's no love. Mm-hmm. Now, their biggest rival is Washington. Philly is normally Philly and the Giants because they're right there next to each other. Philly, New York, you know, so they're normally right there, Ocho. But Philly hates it. Right. Philly hates the Cowboys. I'm old enough to remember, I know you don't remember this, when Buddy put a bounty.
Buddy Ryan.
Ryan put a bounty out. He put a bounty on the kicker. Nah, end about it. That's when, as a matter of fact, I think they sacked Troy. Go back and look at that Eagles game. I think they sacked Troy like 10, 11 times.
10?
How many times did they sack Troy?
What the hell was the O-line doing?
They sacked him 11 times.
Jesus.
But look here. They had a nasty defense. Boy, they had a defense. They had Reggie. They had Jay Boogie. They had Clyde Simmons. They had Seth Joyner. They had Byron Evans. They had Muddy Waters. They had EA, Eric Allen.
What? Yeah. Wait, DB Eric Allen?
Yeah, boy. Who? What? Hey, they had a squad.
Yeah.
Hell, I think they held us with 92. I think they might have held us to like 50 yards of total offense.
What?
Yep. Total. Go back and look at how many in 92 we played them in. Yeah, I know who they had. I know who they had, yeah.
Oh, you just said 50 yards of total.
Go back and look at in 92, game. The Eagles. We played the Eagles in Philly. See how many yards they held us to. Man, they beat us. They beat us 37-0.
Jesus. And this must have been right. This must have been right.
As a matter of fact, hold on. This was the year. This was the Jay Boogie, rest his soul. Jerome Brown had died in the offseason in that car accident.
Hey, this was the Eagles team before.
My bad, Ocho. We had 82 total yards. My bad.
You heard me?
We was 0 for 11 on third downs.
Dang.
Oh man, I ain't telling what somebody told me. I was there.
Yeah. Hold on. This was before Bobby Taylor and Troy
Wait,
there, huh?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
You got to realize Troy got drafted by Miami. Yeah. I shovel passes. I had caught 2 passes. I caught 2 shovel. Yeah. Troy got drafted by Miami.
I didn't know that. Damn. That's crazy.
But hey, okay, Ocho, what will the Cowboys do? Will they keep McCarthy or will they move on?
I think they're gonna move on. You know, Jerry wants to make a splash. He wants to make a name. He wants to keep the Cowboys the star. He wants to keep it circulated in the media. That's something he'll always do. He's going to come out and say something soon. I'm not sure when it will happen, but he's going to be in front of a camera. I love the way the players stuck up for Mike McCarthy. Michael Parsons, some other players came out and said some things necessary to vouch for him and wanting to be the coach of next year. But at the end of the day, it comes down to Jerry's decision. And we know how Jerry feels. We probably know how some of the fans actually feel. Not just about Jerry, but Mike McCarthy and them also wanting to make a change and give that team hope and the fans in the city of Dallas hope that maybe, next year might be their year. And listen, I'm pulling for him. I'm pulling for him, and I just don't like the fact that the person who creates the most noise and creates the most unwanted attention is the one who sits all the way at the top and he don't catch no balls, he don't take no hits, he don't do nothing.
But yeah.
And I think it's unfair to the players. It's unfair to the coaching staff, the added extra pressure that he puts on the team itself, instead of just allowing them to do what they need to do and preparing for a game and going out there and playing without the owner front and center as if we know you run the show. It's just too much. It's too much of a circus. It's too much of a circus, and I mean that in a respectful way.
Hey.